Well folks, what have we got here then? Yes, it's a Chris Foss Watt 4. Put this together almost ready to fly about 10 or 12 years ago. Converted it from gas to electric. First time I'd ever done anything like that, and I must say it has a blisteringly good performance. I'll put the specs on the screen. People online said, oh, that's never going to fly. It took off in about 5 feet. But anyway, it's not been flown for years and years, so I thought I'd give it a bit of a check over and also give these batteries a bit of a test because they are getting on a bit. That one's got dated October 21. So I thought the easiest thing to do is run it up. And incidentally, while I'm doing this endurance test, I'm going to plug in 15.2 at the moment. I'm going to plug in this little battery tester here, which has got beepers on it, so that if it gets low on one cell or gets low at all, it'll start beeping to warn me. And while I'm on the subject of beepers, you will hear my model finder occasionally beep during this test. That goes off because there's been no activity on the receiver for 60 seconds. Starts beeping. Very cheap, I think less than a £5, and pretty much all of my models have got them, and they've saved me losing a model on a good couple of occasions. Just plugs in there. Obviously it's a sounder, so if it's external, got a better chance of hearing it if it's in the trees or in the scrub somewhere. Just there, tiny little thing, poke through. They do work pretty well if they're inside anyway. I made a video about model finders, I'll link it at the end, and I'll put a link to the one that I use at the end as well. Right, so for my test, I used to do some diving, so I've got a few divers' weights around. I've tethered a 1 kilo diver's weight to the tail of the Watt 4 so that I can run the engine up, see how long the lipos are going to last, and also I'm going to run them down to storage voltage because I've got a few and I've noticed that I'm storing them at too high a voltage. And yes, I do know that you can use your charger to run them down to storage, but it's much quicker if you actually put them on a plane and run the motor. So let's get on. As I say, 1 kilo to start with. Let's see how it goes with that. Oh, I think we're going to need a bigger weight. Just over a third throttle. So we'll try it with another kilo. That's 4.4 pounds. I'll just stick it in front there. Pull it back a bit. So 4.4 pounds. Still not half. Oh, it got free. I'll tie it on this time. I'll tie it on. Okay, we'll try that again. This time tied on. Because that was barely. That is still not even half throttle, and it's pulling 4.4 pounds along the ground. So I'd say that's quite a lot of thrust. I suppose I could put another 1¼ pounds on. What did I say that was? 2.2, 4.4, 5.4, 5.6. That'd be just over 7 pounds. I'm a bit worried about pulling the tail off, to be honest. I'll give it a little gentle pull. And that beeping is the model finder going off, because if I don't touch my rudder for a minute, then the model finder starts beeping. Right, so let's stick that on there. I'm going to go a bit gentle with this because I think this is pushing my luck a bit with this. Wow, just about half throttle and it's pulling just over 7 pounds. Wow. I'm going to have to secure it round one of the legs on this big heavy trunk, and if I can pull that over, I'm in big trouble. And as a pretty crude thrust test, pulling that with a spring balance, I actually pulled 1.5 kilograms, which is 2.2 plus 1.1, 3.3 pounds. 3 pounds plus of thrust, which is a lot of thrust. I thought I'd share that interesting little test. Anyway, that just about winds up my lipo test. Hope you found it interesting. If you did, please give it a like, and if you want to see the new maiden of this, it's almost a maiden because I've not flown it for years. If you want to see the maiden, don't forget to hit subscribe. Also, just up on the screen there is some video that I shot from the tail of this, showing you some of the lovely English countryside 12 years ago. So check that out before you go. But thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll catch you all again soon for the next flight of this baby. Bye for now.